it's BDevine, and welcome to Divine Miracles and for the guidance for the month of April. Can you believe we're already in April? And it's been such a crazy time for all of us. We've all been going through such changes and growth and movement and travel and, just going through releasing and healing and all of these things. And this is the year that we're sort of getting things right for ourselves. But April's going to be a little bit, I would say, a little bit more chilled out. There are still going to be a lot of different energies coming in for the month of April. And the angel that is working with us is Archangel Asmodel. And Archangel Asmodel is one of the angels of love and works with Shamuel, also works with the healing angels, so like Muriel and Gabriel as well, working with these different ones for messages, bringing you messages. Also working on a level of creation, creativity, and also working on gathering our soul fragments back to our body. So in past lives and in times of your life now where you have felt absolutely shattered and you have felt like your whole world has been destroyed, like you might have lost somebody, or you've broken up in a really strong relationship and it's really terribly hurtful to you. Parts of you as a soul starts to shatter, and so this is one of the angels that can help reconnect us back to those pieces that have been missing of our soul. And it's very important because then we start to feel really much more complete. So I'm going to do a little meditation with you guys on that as we are going through the video today. And I'm going to also be going through like the different gemstones and oils and the messages for each of the elements as well, and also a message from Archangel Asmodel. And I can't find my Domino Angels cards at the moment because I wanted to do a Domino Angels, so I'm going to be using the messages from your angels when we get to the different parts, like the different elements. And I'm also going to do a message from your animal spirit guides because that was sticking out at me this morning, so I thought, why not? So I'll be going through that. But first, I want to, let's have a look. I just want to go through some of the different key points for the month of April, and I hope you guys are having an awesome, going to have an awesome Easter. It's a very quiet one for us at the moment, but where everyone's going to get eggs and all kinds of stuff. We are actually moving to a place that we've bought, so we don't have to move if we don't want to. And it's really good because it's been sort of, I've been hopping all over UK at the moment, just trying to find a place to settle. But we have found a place, and now I'm going to feel, centered a little bit and a little bit more grounded where I am, and everything will start to flow. So get ready because you guys are going to be seeing me soon if you're in the UK. All right, so these are the key points for the month of April. And I hope you can see me clearly. I'm back in the room again with the funny little thing behind me and sitting on my suitcase. Okay, so Archangel Asmodel, as I said, working with the angels of love, is a beautiful pink sort of a color. So this is also working on the heart chakra area. And if you watched my last video, you would have seen a visualization with Shamuel working with the heart chakra and opening that 12-petaled lotus. That is our heart chakra, opening it more completely. And this is one of the angels that can also help you in that process. The meaning of Asmodel is what is worth. And so, what is of worth in your life? These are the things that you're being asked in April as well. So bringing the energy of Earth, because this particular angel also oversees the star sign Taurus. So it's got this earthy element, so she or he will help you to be able to ground yourself. So beauty, places, creation, and art. These were the keywords, some of the keywords. Your heart chakra opening, the soul fragment rescue, like we talked about, moving into a new direction, having forgiveness, new relationships, unconditional love and balance, death and rebirth, and fast action, completeness, and finding yourself. So I'll just talk about some of those. We've talked about the soul fragment rescue, new directions in your life. So there are many of us that have been sitting on little projects, or sitting on ideas or blogs or websites, sitting on something creative that we used to do a long time ago, and maybe we're not that good at it anymore. We think in our mind, but it's time to head in this new direction. And because if you do start taking that step forward, you'll see that the doorways of opportunity begin to open up for you, especially in the month of April. It's like a gateway is opening, because there's so much energy, around Easter and Jesus and all of the things, all of those special things. And for some people, there are, like in Australia on the 25th of April, we have what we call Anzac Day. So a lot of people are remembering the war and going back, 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 back. But it's time for this new direction, like changing the way that you see things, changing the way that you do things during your day. If everything's always the same, how can we expect anything to get different, to change for us? We need change for there to be change, right? So it's time to head in that new direction that you've been wanting to do. Also, forgiveness. Oh my God. I have to tell you this little story, because sometimes I just have to relate things to my own life. But there is this big issue within me, and if you've been watching my videos, you would know that I was brought up quite religiously, but also went through tremendous abuse in my life as well. And when I was living with my dad, he was very, very religious and blah blah blah, and I got away from all of that because I felt that it was very very fearful and controlling, and I always felt like I was doing something wrong, or I'm just not good enough to live up to the standards of the Almighty God from what I was taught. And just recently, I don't like to say too much about my personal life, but my dad has become concerned because the changes in my life, and he doesn't understand what's going on, and so he decides to get the Bible out and tell me why what I'm doing is so wrong, and how he doesn't want to listen to any of my posts anymore. And just totally, there was a whole lot of stuff that he said to me, just put it that way. And I felt like, here we go again, once again. I have to defend myself. I have to defend my beliefs. I have to be the one that's outcast. I have to be the one that's made to feel stupid because I'm happy in my life. I'm helping people, and I feel like if God was looking at me in the way that my dad thinks, if God's looking at me, he's only seeing someone who's trying their best, and I feel that I was starting to feel like I was going back into this what am I doing kind of situation. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Of course, that didn't last more than 2 seconds. So, there's this forgiveness that we need to have for people who have judged us, and people who have lived their life in a certain way. And like my dad's lived his life as a Christian man for, he's 80 years old now, so his whole life, you know what I mean? So he believes in what he's saying to me. He believes it wholeheartedly, just like I believe in what I do. The only difference is I don't condemn other people for what they believe in. And I think that's where it goes wrong, when, we have beliefs and we have our direction, and we feel like we need to then go and evangelize it to everybody else and make them understand us. And I think that's the thing that puts people off, that feeling like you're getting told what to do. Nobody likes that, right? So there needs to be this forgiveness for all people like this. And I know that there are people listening going, oh my God, that's my life, that's what I go through, and I'm afraid to be my spiritual self because of what everybody else will say about me. And you need to forgive yourself for feeling less than good enough, for feeling that you always need to prove yourself, and also forgiving these people for their beliefs and how they may treat you. I mean, it's always going to come across, like for me, no one's going to win this battle between myself and my dad. And he loves me, and he wants the best for me, and he's fearful of what will happen to my soul. And I often say to him, let me look after my own soul, like I've been doing it for eons, you know what I mean? And I don't fear death at all. So a lot of fear comes into the reasoning of why people might reject what you believe, or how you think, or how you feel. And we just need to let go of the need to prove ourselves. And it's really hard, right? Because just, as soon as someone's having a go at us for some reason, we get our back up and we want to defend ourselves. And I just feel like we don't need to do that anymore. We just need to feel strong within ourselves, claim our divine birthright of being a portal of light on the earth, and, of being who we want to be and finding our happiness. And that is the gauge, to show us the direction in our life. Wherever our happiness is obviously the best thing for us. Because if we're happy, everybody around us is happy. This is what people want. People want to be around people that are happy. We don't want to be around people that are miserable. So, if you have that within yourself and you claim yourself as a spiritual person, as someone who's loving and kind, and can forgive anything and anybody, and build a bridge and get over it, and without evangelizing what you do, unless someone asks you, what do you believe in, then that's your opening. It's your opening. But most people will just see the way that you are, and like, why are you that way, and how did you become so peaceful, and how did you get over those feelings of anger that you've had in the past, and how did you get over that feeling of rejection? And by putting yourself, having these experiences, you're able to resonate with that many more people. And I know that that's happened to me so many times. So this forgiveness thing, we're getting a bit tired of having to forgive all the time, but it really does, work to our benefit. It doesn't mean that you have to forget what's happened, or, it's a good idea if you do forget, but you don't have to forget, because things are still going to come up in your mind. But at least you know that you've done your part in creating a healing. You've done your part. You can feel like your conscience is clear, and you've done everything that you can, to move forward in your life. So that forgiveness needs to be there. And so if you're getting, if you're getting hammered for what you believe in, please stay true to yourself. Don't waver. Just don't get into any kind of, there's no point getting into arguments with people, because you've got your view and they've got theirs. And, I believe that blessed is everybody who's searching for spirituality in whatever way that they're doing it, whether it is religious, whether they are, Jewish, or, Muslim, or whatever it is that they are. They're searching for that God that actually resides in them. They're searching for that feeling of completeness, and we all are. So we honor it and do the best we can. Yes, you're going to get some flack every now and then, but stay true to yourself and you'll find your way forward. So there you go, there's just a little thing. New relationships as well, and also extra understanding in an existing relationship, or if you're single and you've been single for a long time, perhaps it is time that the healing is completed now and you can feel safe and secure in a relationship with somebody else. It also could mean new relationships, like in the workplace, new friends, all this kind of thing. So people that are more matching your level, remembering that you only meet people in your life that are on your level. So as you move up in levels, they start coming as well. You do have to still contend with some people who, as we know, can be nasty and cruel, and all of that kind of stuff as well. And you wonder, how did I bring that towards myself? But it's just showing you what you've overcome. It's showing you where you've been, and how far you've come on your journey. So just open up your heart to receive now. Just say to yourself, look, the right person for me is already on its way, and I will be completely ready, and so will they. And so you're letting go of all of the details of that as well. All right, unconditional love and balance. This is what the angels bring us, a feeling of unconditional love. Our spirit guides bring unconditional love, because they're on the other side of the veil, and that's what there is. This completeness, and that's what's missing as well in our life, is this complete feeling of unconditional love, and that everything's okay with who we are, like we're perfect just how we are. And we need to try to bring that, if we want to think about things, we should say to ourselves, whatever you believe in, God or Jesus or the angels or whatever, say to yourself, well, what would Jesus do right now? What would the angels do right now in this situation? How would they be looking at me? What would they be treating me like? And you'll find that it's just all loving and light-hearted, and that's how we should be more towards ourselves, as that allows our body to heal. That allows a lot of stagnant energy to be removed from our body, and we start having less aches and pains and less problems because there's nothing but love going in there. And your body loves to be loved. And we're always telling it everything that's wrong about it, right? So anyway, we'll just try to have that as like an affirmation for ourselves. I am perfect just the way that I am, and my body is getting younger every single day. I am healing in every single way, and I'm free. These are the nice things to say to yourself. Unconditional love and balance, death and rebirth. Okay, so the old has to go away for the new to come. And we're going through those changes now. We're going through like a resurrection. We're going through really, really big things inside of ourselves. And what it's doing is it's making us sleep funny. We're waking up late. We're like I look like I've had no sleep whatsoever. But I've had enough sleep, but I look like I haven't. We're just sleeping funny, because things are going through, like things are happening within us. Energy's going around the world. Things are changing. There's solar flares and there's all these kinds of things going on. And we're just trying to adjust ourselves to it. So there's going to be like complete endings for some people. Some people are going to walk away from their entire lives that they've had, and they're going to feel totally okay about it. Some people are going to lose loved ones, and they're not going to feel okay about it, but they're going to understand the process. It's not going to be like it might have been for you before. So you're going to be more understanding of the process of transitioning to the other side. But it mostly means that we're having, like I said, a complete death of who we were and a new beginning, like a new start. And in April, it's all opening for us because there is that beautiful love balance happening for April. So fast action. So still things are moving quickly, all right? We're already, soon it will be Christmas before we know it, right? Things are moving so fast now, and we're getting used to it. Okay, at the start of the year, we were like, it was like a whirlwind. Last year was moving fast as well. But we're starting to get used to it and finding ourselves. And if we also think about things, we can quickly fast track manifestations in our life, change and the changes in our life. But it does come from really, really trusting the process here. Like, people want to manifest things and this, that, and the other, but they say it, and then they try to figure out how the money's going to come, or how the house is going to come, or how the things are going to come in their life. And the secret to manifestation or having abundance or anything like that is that you put the situation out there and you leave it there. You don't take it back and try to figure it all out. And also giving thanks, and also putting yourself in an emotional feeling of what it's like to have the things that you want, and just living in that emotion of having those things. And that brings you into like a vortex of energy that is forward movement. It's really, really simple, but we don't often do it. We fight with ourselves for ages before we finally go, okay, now I'm going to get a quiet moment. I'm going to get this quiet moment. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to meditate on this. So give yourself that little bit of a chance, but know that there is this fast movement now, and you're going to be more in a place of this happening for you. So you'll be more in that mind frame of having that all come about for you, and you'll be able to manifest and pray a little bit better, and just feel that little bit more confident within yourself. Okay, so yeah, completeness and finding yourself. Again, this does go a lot with the forgiveness factor as well. So for my situation and what's going on in my life, I've moved, well, I'm basically moving over to the UK. Not straight away, but I'm organizing myself to move to the UK so that I can be here. My whole life has done a flip, like 180, and I'm finding out the strength of who I am. that I don't need things, like obviously where I was living before, I had everything that you needed, like there were still things that I didn't have, you know what I mean, but had things that I needed, had a beautiful house and car and all of these kinds of stuff. And now not having any of that, it doesn't even bother me in the slightest. It doesn't. It actually feels good because it means that I can rebuild myself into the way that I want to be, not into the way that someone else wanted the house or someone else wanted this and someone else wanted that. It can be the way that I want to do it. And I've never had that before. So finding yourself this year is all about accepting as well and saying to yourself, it's okay to do the things that I want to do. It's okay. I give myself permission to have fun, and I give myself permission to actually stand on my own. I mean, I've been with my kids, like my oldest son is 23 this year. All those years I've been a mum to them and had them right there. And obviously I'm still a mother, but this is the first time in my life that I haven't had kids right there. And so I am finding what it's like to be without family around me or without people around me, and standing there by myself. I mean, it's me and Pete, of course, but it is a bit different when you haven't got something that you've always had, and so you're like a fish out of water for a little bit of a while. And that's how I felt since I've been here, just like a little bit of a fish out of water, although having a really good time as well. But you have to find this completeness within yourself and be accepting of yourself. And yes, you know what, stuff is going to happen to you. It's life. Like, things are going to go wrong. People are going to take you the wrong way. You're going to have arguments with people. Not many people, not everyone is going to resonate with you. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose loved ones. All of those things are going to happen, but it's not a punishment to you at all. Life is a journey, and it's all an experience. And you just need to feel that completeness within yourself, that no matter what's going on in your life, that you know a way out of things, that you know a way that you can get your head around what's going on. And a lot of people go into anxiety or into panic and all of these things, and it's just their way, like the way that they've always dealt with things is to just sort of hide, or feel like feel like it's overwhelming, but they always make it through anyway. Find this completeness in yourself, find yourself in a balance. All it comes down to is saying, I am who I am, and I'm accepting of who I am. And I can be a better person than I was yesterday. Like, every day I try to be better than I was the day before. That's just me though, but this is the time to really start to find yourself and not beat yourself up so much, and feel the energies of the earth changing into this peaceful existence where you can make decisions in your life. You can make decisions, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Use me for an example. I've made a decision to leave my entire life behind, and I don't care what anybody thinks about that, because I know in my heart of hearts, like, I know deep inside of me that it was the right decision. Because had I have stayed where I was falling into some kind of, I don't know, just like, getting older and older and older, just felt like it just wasn't, it was stagnant. That's the word. It wasn't getting anywhere. No matter how much I was trying, no matter how much I was doing things, it wasn't getting anywhere, and I was just not being true to myself. You can't care what anyone thinks of your life decisions. You can only do and feel responsible for yourself. And if you feel in your heart that something is not right where you are at the moment, then that is your responsibility to change it, not no one else's. And then your life shifts into a new direction. And if it's like me, it's the happiest you're ever going to be. You know what I mean? So those are the keywords for the month of April. And there's also some gemstones that you can connect with. So sapphires, azurite, it's got like all different colors, and it's a really rough little stone. Emerald, obviously we know that's really nice and green. Just clear quartz. So this is a clear quartz heart, faceted heart thing. And amethyst, which is your purple stone, which also helps you. It helps kids to sleep. It helps you with your own sleeping and dream recall, like can remember the dreams in the morning. It also is a stone of really, real spirituality as well. So it can help to open up, and because it's purple, it's helping to open up the third eye. All right, and some of the essential oils that you can use, and make sure these are pure essential oils because you don't know what's in them otherwise. So eucalyptus, chamomile, neroli, jasmine, and cypress. And these are nice if you have some sort of carrier oil. You can put a few drops in that and make your own little mix-up that you rub on your whole body, or just rub in your pulse points where you'd normally put on perfume, or you can put it through your hair. You can put it in conditioner. So you get some, if your hair's really, really dry, get some conditioner and put some drops of lavender in there or geranium in there. It'll smell really beautiful into your hair, and it gets really, really shiny. Okay, so now I'm going to, since I've been doing all this talking, I'm going to go through the elements. So the fire signs, the water, earth, and air. And I'm going to pick a little messages from the angels card for you, and we'll go over that. So the fire signs are overseen by Archangel Michael. And, I would also like to say with this, that when we're talking about Archangel Michael, we're talking about his legion. So that's like a huge amount of angels, not just one. Whenever we talk about the angels, we're bringing in a huge amount of angels into our life. I did draw a picture of Asmodel, the angel for the month, and I really don't know if you can see it. That's the trouble, because it's so, for some reason I've got so much light in here. Can you see? Oh, there we go. You might be able to see it. It's really cute. So that's Asmodel for the well, that was how she looked to me for the month of April. All right, the messages from your angels. All right, I'm sad I haven't got the domino angels. I don't know where I've put. I'll find them. I bet I'll find them after I've made the video. Alrighty, okay. So Archangel Michael. Okay, what message do you have for Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries? Sagittarius, that's what I was trying to say. All right. Okay, let's see what message you guys have got. Oh, here we go. You can watch me shuffle. And I close my eyes. Just sort of like intuitively know when to stop, right? Oh, I've got tickling on my nose. Okay. Here's the card. We got Vanessa. She's got her legs open there. Ooh. Okay, she's saying, to make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose and which way takes me away from it. So Vanessa is for the, I'll put her there, for the fire signs. Okay, so it may be that this month you're coming onto some sort of decision, or you've been thinking about doing something and you're not sure which way to go. And just like I was saying just then, you have to go where your happiness lies. If something is continually going around and around and around and around, you're not getting anywhere by going around in circles. So what do you think is going to take you closer to happiness? This is a way to answer your questions. And which way do you think is taking you away from it? Therein you'll have the answer. The other thing that I'm picking up here is that if you're not sure of which way to go, or if you're not completely within yourself 100% ready, then don't do anything at all. By rushing yourself or by doing something that you're not completely sure about, you're going to totally regret that, and you're going to feel scared and you're going to feel stupid, and all of those feelings will come out. So until you are completely ready, you're not going to do anything. All right, but always make sure you make decisions based on the fact of, how would you feel? Is it going to be my divine purpose to do that? Does it feel right? Do I get a good feeling about it, or do I get a scared feeling about it? You can tell straight away whether something's right for you or not if you follow that first feeling that you have. So Vanessa's saying, which way brings me closer, which way takes me away? And if you don't know, or if you're still unsure, don't do anything. All right, water, Archangel Gabriel, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. This is the message for you. All right. Woo. So we got, because we're working with Asmodel, we're working with Chantel now. Okay. Now this is one of the angels of love, of course. So this is for the water signs. So new romance is imminent either with a newcomer or through a reignited passion in your existing relationship. Be open to giving and receiving love. And she's also saying here that, you know, you are good enough just how you are. You don't have to change yourself for anybody. What's the point of that? Because they're going to end up finding you out who you are anyway. You know what I mean? It's like people that wear, they won't go anywhere without wearing tons and tons and tons and tons of makeup, and then they'll wear it to bed, you know, just in case he wakes up and he sees you without makeup and starts chewing his arm off or something. You know, you got to be yourself, and you got to be who you are. And like, you know, generally when I meet somebody, or, you know, like when I met people in my life, I didn't wear much makeup, and I thought, well, this is a test to see, you know, like they see me with my hair sticking up in the air and all that kind of stuff and like me, well, there you go. But you don't have to change yourself to please anybody. And if you start doing that, then, you know, you're heading for a bit of a letdown in that way. You have to be completely strong in who you are, independent, you know, loving and kind, of course, but, you know, really, really also start to be okay with your body image. I mean, there are so many people that, you know, they won't get changed in front of somebody, or they feel self-conscious about their looks, or they want to change things about themselves. And this is also a message here that, you know, you are beautiful exactly how you are, male or female, exactly how you are. And in fact, those things about yourself that you don't like are probably the very thing that other people are going, wow, I love that about you, please don't change that, you know. So don't change who you are. Be open to giving and receiving love. Remembering, if you're having some issues in a relationship, use that pink light meditation that I gave you before, the visualization with Shamuel. It's by placing them in a chair in front of you in an egg shape of beautiful pink light, and asking the angels of love to be there, placing their hands on there and bringing in the energy of harmony into the relationship to help you. So new romance, okay, so looking good, feeling good about yourself, and just let your hair down a little bit, relax and enjoy yourself. Okay, so the next one is air. Okay, the air signs, Archangel Raphael, and the air signs. What's your message? Ooh, okay. Everyone goes, I don't like it. I really don't like it when I get Bridget. I don't like it. Oh my God, what does it mean? Because this card says, caution is warranted. Look deeper into the situation before proceeding further. And people are already like, oh dear, something's, you know, going wrong. And it's not. What it is Bridget is just asking you to look, hang on a minute, take a chill pill for just a second, take a breath and say to yourself, what are you really feeling about this situation? Again, talking about this thing of moving quickly before you're ready to move quickly. So all of this card is saying is, you may be faced with a decision this month. You may be faced with a situation where you need to, you know, make some changes or something. But just be careful that you are not jumping into something before you are ready to, or that it's really what you think it is. You know, is it just that you're wanting something to be a certain way? You know, are you missing all of the signs telling you that this is not right for you? So this card is just asking you to just take a step back for a moment. Don't rush anything. Trust that feeling within yourself, and before you proceed. So it's not saying that it's totally wrong. It's not saying that, you know, you mustn't do what you want to do. It's just saying just take that little bit of extra time first. So that's Bridget, and that is for those who are the air signs, or this may be just messages for any old who, you know. You might want to just take something from each one of them, right? Okay, so the earth signs. Here we go. All right, earth signs. And you're being ruled by Asmodel because you're we're Taurus. So it's, you know, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And you have got, oh, sorry, I was going to just keep it to myself. Oh, hang on. You have got 2 cards. This one snuck up on this one. Okay, so there's a bonus card. All right, so the first one is Melina. All right, and this one is saying that you are confused and indecisive because you don't have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. Ooh. And the other one is Isaiah. And this one is, it's a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes. So one's saying you're confused about it, the other one's saying go for it, okay? So it could be that you already know what you want to do. And it's difficult. The feeling that I'm getting here, it's not that you don't have enough information, it's that you've got too much information and too many people who are putting an input onto what you should be doing. So this is where a lot of people go wrong. They ask for advice somewhere, or maybe they haven't even asked for it, and people are just like, well, I think you should do this, and I think that you should do that, and my feeling is that you should do this, and you just become more and more and more confused about what the question even was, right? You start getting more and more worked up about things. And another thing is like working with your base chakra, making sure that's all balanced as well, and keeping you grounded so that you can make the decisions that you need to make. So there's this talk in here about not listening to anybody else, just listening to the guidance of your heart. And this seems to be the message throughout this whole, for all of us really, is listen to the guidance of our heart. Trust the intuition straight away. The first thought that you have is always the right thought to have. All right? The first thought that you have is always correct. Try not to let other people influence you. Of course, you're going to ask some people for advice at times, but it doesn't need to be something that you just take on and okay, I'm going to listen to you and that's it, because you'll feel it within yourself whether what someone's saying is right for you or not. But the most important person is you in any situation and how you feel. And if you can get that right, then you can make any decision and it will always be the best thing for you. I mean, even if you do make wrong decisions, it's still the best thing for you, because obviously you needed to still learn something or still experience something in that little bit more before you move to the next phase of your life. So be careful of too much information from everyone else. Let's all trust ourselves here. All right, so we've got these cards now. I'm just going to put them aside so I don't forget. All right, here we go. So there's another little message here that I wrote down, and it said, stand in your divine power and let others stand in theirs. And you must feel that you're able to believe what you wish without coming under scrutiny. As you stand strong, challenges of this kind will happen less. All right, so people, judging you for what you're doing and all of your decisions and things in your life. And here is a message from Archangel Asmodel. So I'm going to read this, and remember that I will write this up at my website, so I'll put the link in the bottom of this, so it'll be written up by the time you're watching this, so you can click on and you can read as well. And I've got tons of articles and different games and oracles and all kinds of things at my website, and of course personal readings if you would like a personal reading with me, of course. So Archangel Asmodel, dear ones, rejoice in the light that you are. A new start is upon you once again, and your desires are going to start to become a reality for you. You each deserve a happy and abundant life, and many of you will embrace this and come to many realizations of the self and cleanse the soul. Fears of all kinds block people, and it's like a thick smog from our perspective. However, over the last 10 Earth years, this fog is becoming lighter and lighter because of the inner and outer work you are all doing. And you should start to see differences in your lives on a major scale. Feel the unconditional love that Source holds for you. Embrace this every day with joy. Work on your breathing. In 2, 3, out 2, 3. To increase love light in your body. It doesn't matter the opinion of others if you are strong within your purpose. It really doesn't. Some may not understand you, and they do not have to. You are all loved equally. And as you lift out of negativity and focus on this love, it will be all you ever need. Remember who you are. You are a portal of light on the earth. You are wise beyond your comprehension. You are a star, a light. You are love. So go ahead, and I've got goosebumps. Go ahead and enjoy, embrace, succeed. Acceptance of all of this will calm you and lead you forward in freedom. Bright blessings from Archangel Azrael. How cool is that, right? Woohoo! Woo! So, I just want to read that last bit again. It said, I got real good big goosebumps on this. It says, you are a portal of light on the earth. You are wise beyond your comprehension. You are a star, a light. You are love. So go ahead and enjoy, embrace, succeed. Acceptance of all of this will calm you and lead you forward in freedom. All right. We have got some big guns on our side, okay? We are totally supported every step of the way. And yet we do try to do everything by ourselves, right? Because we're so stubborn. So I'm going to quickly take you through the soul rescue technique. All right. So we're going to be working with Azrael on this soul rescue technique so it can bring this love back into us. Now, all you need to really do is just sit comfortably, close your eyes, and as you're closing your eyes, just focus on that breathing. So we're just going in 2, 3, out 2, 3, in 2, 3, out 2, 3. Okay, so as we're doing that, just keep that rhythm going while I'm talking to you. All right. So we're asking for Archangel Azrael and all of the angels of love with their pink light of energy to surround and protect. Surround and protect. So just feel that now. Place your hands over your heart so you can feel that soul energy. Okay. And once we've made this connection now, so the angels are there. So what we're doing is we're asking to traverse all dimensions, for the angels to go through all dimensions to seek the fragments of our soul that are missing. So they're doing that now. We're sending them out all dimensions to seek the soul fragments. And if you have ones that are willing to return to you, you will begin to see them or feel this traveling back to you over a beautiful rainbow bridge of light. And sometimes this fragment will appear to you at the age in which you lost a part of yourself. So for me, I'm looking at myself at about 2 years old now. I can see myself coming back over the bridge. And that was one part of, and okay, I'm starting to see. I'm just sensing this, you know, and the sense becomes more of a vision to me. And I'm just going with that. So just letting them come back. Sometimes you might need to talk to the fragment, especially if it's reluctant to come back to you, because these may be parts of you that you've rejected as well, or parts that have been gone for a long time. But you may find that this is quite emotional and overpowering. So just closing your eyes, keeping your eyes closed. So ask Azrael to help you to accept and express yourself if you need to, and allow yourself to cry if you need to, as you are feeling the energy of those soul fragments coming back into the heart area. It's very, very powerful. And Azrael uses the pink ray of love light to communicate All right, so Asmodel can help those soul fragments come back to you as well. And just sit in that for a moment, just allowing that to come back. And it will be a very, very quick process, and you'll start to feel a little bit of energy changes within your body. You might feel a little bit of energy changes in your eyes, in behind your eyes, because the energy is flowing through your body now. Now that we've collected all of these fragments, we're just going to trust that all the fragments that need to be here at the moment are here. And we're integrating with it. And we're thanking the angels for helping us in this process. And we're just bringing our awareness back in. You can open your eyes. If you like, you can still keep your hand there. I still want to keep my hand there for some reason. And this is a soul rescue technique. All right. And you can go ahead and do this before you go to bed. At night, anytime you feel like you need to, just asking for Asmodel or the angels of love to search all dimensions for the lost fragments of your soul and start bringing them back over the beautiful bridge of light. I like to think of it as a rainbow bridge of light. And this is all a visual thing for you. You just need to imagine these things happening. All right, you just imagine that it's happening. Don't try to see something, just imagine that it's happening. And that makes it real. Because sometimes when we're imagining something, we actually see things that we did not imagine. And that is connecting with the right side of our brain that we need to. Because that is our connection to source. That is our connection to the other side. So just feeling that, integrating that back in, this will be a good start for the month of April for us all. And I hope that I get to see some of you guys very, very soon. As soon as I get to move into this place, chill out just for a second. My course is complete. All right, so this course is going to be available online eventually. It's complete. I just need to type it all up nice and beautiful for us. There's so much that's going to be in this healing course. It's an intention healing course, and it is a course that's teaching you to feel confident in your healing abilities and also allow you to create, whoa, just whacking everything, to create your own healing, your own way of healing that you can use on people and feel confident in that. And I'll give you heaps and heaps of advice on different ways in which you can create energy healing. It's just going to be, the energy is going to be crazy. You'll receive attunements from me as well. You'll get to sit with me for 2 days. It'll be quite small classes, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. And once I have it available online as well, then you can just download it, read the information, and I'll have videos on different sections of it, so I can talk to you through each thing. It's almost like you'll be there in the classroom. So I'm looking forward to teaching you guys that, and also meeting up with you very, very soon. Of course, please write to me at my email, divinemiracles@gmail. And if you're interested in anything like this, I'm putting people on a list, and then when I know the exact dates and location, I'm going to send you guys all an email, and then if you want to come, you can come. I'll be in the UK for a little bit of a while yet, and then I'm going to be going to Canada, and then hopefully over to the USA. If not this time, I'll be jumping over there towards the end of the year. So don't worry about it, people. You're going to see more of me. Also, I am available, as I said. You can go to my website and check out anything on my website. Facebook as well. I've been doing free readings at Facebook for the week, and I'm just answering people as fast as I can. If you want a more in-depth reading, of course, just go to my personal readings page. If you would like to have a reading with Pete, who is my twin flame, of course, and he's very, very intuitive, very, very switched on, and gives you a really detailed reading as well, you can go to www.readingswithpete.com. I will leave all the links down below, and give him a shout out and just tell him that BDevine sent you. And away we go. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this month's guidance. I know it was a long one, had quite a few things to say. I might just make a quick video after this one and we'll just do the spirit guide one for the animal spirit guides, and I will put that one up when I feel guided to. But there's a lot of information there, and I hope that each and every one of you are happy and well wherever you are. Again, please keep in contact with me on Facebook or Twitter or my social site, or wherever you want to. I would love to hear from you all, and looking forward to meeting you as well. And I thank you so much for listening, and until the next video, it's goodbye from me. Bye everyone.